Hey guys, welcome to the channel. As you see in the thumbnail, what if Luffy and his crew save Ace early during war? Before I start, please do support for more awesome content, and subscribe my channel and like this video. Go support and follow the Raptor 10 for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on this story. Link in the description. Time left before Ace's execution, 45 hours. As night fell, Thousand Sunny was following its route to its next destination. But as dinner time arrived, the mood within the boat was not the same as usual. The first reason was the fact that there were only 8 people in the dining room, while their captain seemed to be missing. Luffy is still on the bow? Usopp asked, showing a face betraying a slight concern. He hasn't moved from his position since the start of the day, Frankie affirmed. I've never seen him so calm and depressed. We have to understand him, Nami stated, as she carefully inspected the sketch of a huge building. Knowing of Ace's capture was a shock to him. As soon as he learned of this, he ordered us to leave Sabandy and go to Impel Down. And now all that matters to him is go save his brother. That must be on his mind, Impel Down, Robin said. This is definitely not the place a pirate should go to. The place is reputed to be a real nightmare for any criminal in this world. Besides, few people really know what is going on inside this impenetrable fortress. But if we want to rescue Luffy's brother, we have to go there. If the Navy manages to take Ace to Marineford, we won't have a chance to save him anymore. In that case, why hesitate? Zoro said, while cleaning his sabers. We have only one solution: to go to Impel Down and leave this place, taking Ace with us. No need to make a plan too complex. If only things could be that simple, Sanji replied, while he was busy cooking. Impel Down's reputation is international. Everyone knows that it is the most secure prison in the world. Is this prison that dangerous? Asked Brooke. This is where the worst criminals captured by the Navy are taken, Robin told him. It was to this prison that Gold Roger was taken before his execution. Everyone claims that no one has ever been able to escape from this impenetrable prison. It's really not reassuring, Chopper said, as he struggled to make more rumble balls. Do you think we'll be able to save Ace? We have no choice, Sanji asserted, coming towards them, with a few plates in his hands. During this ordeal, we have to support Luffy. Anyway, even if each of us was against this idea, I think everyone already knows that Luffy would go to Impel Down, even if he is forced to go there on a raft. Nobody's going to let him go there alone, Frankie assured. Anyway, only Navy ships are allowed to go to Impel Down, while pirate ships cannot go there. Even if by some miracle Luffy could get there by raft, he will be bombed. Suddenly, the dining room door opened and Luffy appeared. Not having his usual smile on his face, the pirate simply asked, Namius, the heading still good? Of course, the redhead assured. I watch my log post every 2 minutes. Luffy, you can count on me to get you to Impel Down as soon as possible. From what I know, we'll be there in half a day. Nodding, Luffy turned around, returning to sit on the bow of the boat. Nevertheless, Sanji grabbed the back of his shirt. Where do you think you're going? It's time to eat. I'm not hungry, Luffy retorted. However, the next moment, Sanji made him sit on a chair, before putting a plate in front of him. Eat while it's hot. Hey! I said that, Luffy began. Luffy, I know how you feel, Sanji assured him. But did you hear what Nami-swan said? We'll reach Impel Down tomorrow. Seizing Luffy's hand, he opened it, before putting a fork between his fingers. Tomorrow is going to be a tough day. You will surely need all your strength to save Ace. So eat. Fill your stomach, to the point of making you sick. Tomorrow, you will need all your strengths. Luffy, he's right, Zoro affirmed, grabbing a piece of octopus. Your worry for Ace shouldn't make you sick. You need to eat and sleep. This will allow you to save him. Luffy-san, you'll have no reason to worry, Brooke assured. Even if I've never met him, I'll do like everyone else. I'll do my best to allow you to save Ace. Luffy, you can count on me too, Usopp assured, pointing at himself. With me by your side, you know your chances of victory increase by 1000%. Unleashing Ace is already a foregone conclusion. Hearing them, Luffy stood still for a few moments. Then finally, he planted his fork in a plate of spaghetti and managed to grab all the pasta, before making it disappear in his mouth. Then, despite his swollen cheeks, he grabbed a huge ham, which he devoured in an instant. You're right, he agreed. I have to be at the top level. Seeing him eating, Usopp then turned to Nami. By the way, Nami, did you manage to come up with a plan to allow us to get inside Impel Down undetected? Unfortunately, the only informations I have are what Robin told me. Pointing to the sketch she was looking at, she declared. Impel Down is an underwater prison separated into 5 levels. Prisoners are locked up in these different levels, depending on how dangerous they are. So I think Ace must be in the most secure level, level 5. Besides, before even thinking about infiltrating Impel Down, we must not forget to specify where Impel Down is. Robin affirmed. This building is on the calm belt. Calm belt? Luffy repeated between bites. That tells me something. That's where we met Apis. Sanji reminded him. The ocean zone where the wind never blows. Is that really possible? Chopper asked. It's not the worst, Usopp affirmed. This area is best known for being a veritable nest of sea monsters. No pirate ship takes the risk of traveling to these cursed places. For this hurdle, Sunny will have no trouble overcoming it. Frankie assured. Getting to and from Impel Down won't be complicated. However, to allow you to enter inside the building, we'll have to get the boat closer to the prison pontoon. That's not going to be possible. Robin retorted. Normally warships surround the prison to protect it from any outside attack. But now that Port Gasti, Ace is imprisoned there, surely the Navy has decided to double, or maybe even triple the number of ships there. It wouldn't be surprising to see more than 10 Navy ships there. More than 10 ships? Usopp shouted. But it's even more than during the Buster call. I doubt the Navy will let the Sunny approach the prison without reacting. Zoro remarked. We have no choice. Frankie retorted. In any case, we have to face the facts. An underwater prison surrounded by 10 warships and which has never known the slightest escape. It is impossible for us to enter there discreetly. Hey! What are you talking about? Luffy shouted. Are you trying to tell me to give up on Ace? Calm down. I didn't say that. Frankie retorted. The original plan was to enter the prison unnoticed. I am simply saying that following this plan will be impossible. This place is far too secure for us to enter undetected. We don't have a choice though. Sanji retorted. Even if Sunny is tough, I doubt he can stand up to 10 Navy ships. But I understand what you're trying to tell us. Even a carpenter like you can't do anything to make our ship invisible. In that case, we'll do the opposite. Nami affirmed. Huh? Usopp wondered. Opposite? Yeah. We're going to get spotted on purpose to get the Navy's attention. Way out? Time left before Ace's execution. 33 hours. Yawning, a Navy soldier tried to stay focused as he stood atop the mast of a battleship. Looking around with a pair of binoculars, he began to find the time long. However, he knew that the situation was not ordinary. Today, 12 ships were guarding Impel Down. The only time such a thing had happened was when Gold. Roger was inside that same prison. Poor Gasti. Ace, he's really not a prisoner like the others. However, I don't think even Whitebeard would risk coming all the way here. So, being certain that no attack was going to take place here, the soldier allowed himself to yawn again. However, he froze, hearing a strange noise. Huh? The man wondered, looking straight ahead again. Initially, he saw nothing. However, still hearing this strange noise, the soldier continued to stare at the horizon. Then, suddenly, his eyes widened. Raising his gaze slightly, he saw a dot appear in the sky. What? Little by little, the dot approached and took the silhouette of a boat. What? The man repeated. Finally, the strange figure hit the surface of the water, not far from Impel Down. And so, the soldier saw Sunny, in front of the Navy ships. A boat? He wondered. A boat fell from the sky. First hidden by the waves produced by the shock, the sails of the boat were visible, allowing the soldier to recognize the symbol that was painted on it, a skull and crossbones with a straw hat. Mugiwara. Immediately, the soldier rang a bell to set off the general alarm. Watch out! Monkey D. Luffy's ship is here. What? Asked a surprised soldier, below the mast. Mugiwara, is this a joke? What is he doing here? Is it really his boat that just fell from the sky? Monkey D. Luffy? Repeated the ship's captain, turning to the pirate ship. Immediately his eyes widened as he saw the Sunny's mouth open. Then, a cannon appeared. What is that? Finding himself inside the Sunny's head, Frankie grinned as he spoke. Sunny, today, I'm going to give you the biggest mission you've ever known. You'll have to face 12 warships. But I know you can destroy them. Growl cannon! Pulling the lever, Frankie activated his ship's most powerful weapon, as a real laser beam shot out of its mouth. Racing towards Impel Down, the attack hit one of the Navy's ships, piercing it in an instant, triggering several explosions, which pulverized the ship. Then, a second later, the attack slammed into Impel Down's entrance gate, causing another explosion. Without anyone having time to react, one of the Navy's ships had just been pulverized, while the entrance door to Impel Down was nothing more than a huge hole. What happened? The gate to Impel Down it has been destroyed. Impel Down, level 4, sitting on a toilet, a Satan-looking man looked up at the ceiling, as he was sure he felt strange vibrations coming from the top of Impel Down. Huh, what does that mean? A soldier asked, seeing one of their ships fall apart. This pirate ship flew in and destroyed a battleship without a hitch. Ship 8 was destroyed. It's Mugiwara's boat. Why is he here? Whatever his reasons for being here, Mugiwara will bitterly regret coming here, a captain asserted. All boats 1 to 5 chase this pirate ship and destroy it. Coming out of Sunny's head, Frankie had no trouble seeing several boats coming his way. Oh? They didn't hesitate to send us several battleships. Perfect. At least, thanks to that, the security around the prison has been halved. That's more than enough. Then, rushing to the helm, he hastened to activate a new lever. Let's go. You will understand why Sunny has no reason to fear the calm belt. Channel 0, paddle wheels. Appearing on the sides of Sunny, huge water wheels began to activate and to move the boat at full speed. What's that? Asked a surprised soldier on one of the boats, chasing Frankie. Water wheels appeared. Ha ha! The carpenter sneered, as he let Sunny go to the calm belt area. Sunny can move anywhere and at such impressive speed that no monster has a chance to catch up with it. It runs away. Idiots! What are you waiting for? Shoot this boat. Sink it. Aye, sir. Seeing them prepare to use their cannons, Frankie whispered. Guys, I'll keep them busy for as long as possible. But don't worry. When you free Ace, I'll come get you. Try not to be careless. And it was while leaving alone on the calm belt that Frankie was pursued by 5 warships, while 8 people began their infiltration inside the most secure prison in the world. Impel Down, level 1. What's going on? A prisoner asked. Is it me or did I hear an explosion? Trying to peer through the bars of their cells, the prisoners saw dozens of guards running through the corridors, all the while charging towards the front door of Impel Down. Quick! Hurry up! There was an explosion. Anyone know what happened? Never mind. We need to secure the door. Thus, a large part of the guards supposed to patrol the level 1 of Impel Down gathered towards the entrance of Impel Down. Seeing this, one of the prisoners laughed. Perfect. I don't know what's going on outside, but it looks like God hasn't completely abandoned me. And waiting for all the guards to leave, the prisoner let his body separate into several parts, which managed to pass between the bars. It's time for Captain Buggy to get away from here. Outside the prison, the remaining 6 ships attempted to close in on the ship that had just exploded. Quick! Lower the canoes into the sea. We must rescue all the men who have fallen into the water. Contact Impel Down. Ask them to take the wounded to their infirmary. Looking at the wrecked ship, a Navy captain, dressed like an ancient samurai, growled. Damn it! We were expecting the possibility that Whitebeard might come here to rescue poor Gas. But finally it's Mugiwara who comes to provoke us and manages to destroy one of our boats. What a humiliation! Looking then in the direction of the calm belt, he could see Sunny fleeing, pursued by 5 Navy ships, which tried in vain to catch up with it. We have no right to let him escape after such an affront. Mugiwara must be captured, Commodore Daijin. A soldier shouted suddenly, having binoculars in front of his eyes. An unidentified object is coming our way. What? Daijin shouted, grabbing his binoculars. Then, looking at the ocean, he saw, indeed, a strange humanoid figure running on the surface of the water. Examining this figure, the Commodore thought he was hallucinating, while he noticed that it had no trace of flesh. A skeleton? Yo-ho-ho-ho! Brooks sneered, as he continued to run at full speed towards Impel Down. We must not forget to thank Frankie. Without the Sunny, we would never have had the slightest chance of getting so close to the prison. Maybe, but the hardest part is yet to come, confirmed Zoro, who was sitting on his shoulders. Now we have to manage to get through all these warships. It's Roranoa. A soldier shouted, recognizing the man. Be careful. This skeleton is with Roranoa. Then what are you waiting for to shoot? Daigi roared. Fire at will. Unfortunately, as soon as he saw the boat's cannons being aimed at him, Zoro grabbed his sabers and immediately created a sharp gust of wind. 108-pound ho! Seeing the attack heading towards the cannons of their ship, several soldiers began to run, just before an explosion occurred, damaging the cannons. Ah! The cannons! How did he manage to do that? Seeing this, another high-ranking officer gave orders to his crew, move the ship and position it behind Roronoa. We'll bombard them from behind, aye, assured his men. But already, one of the soldiers approached his superior. Captain? Another unidentified object was sighted north of our position. How? Speeding across the surface of the water, Nami was piloting her waver, as she attempted to pass between two Navy ships. I have to manage to reach the pontoon. Fire! Shouted the captain of the ship. Barely having time to raise her face, Nami saw 3 cannonballs being fired in her direction. Then, an explosion took place when the 3 projectiles managed to hit their target. Target hit, Captain. Perfect. In that case, we can take care of Roronoa Zoro. However, a soldier shouted, the enemy is now to the west of our position. What? In effect. While she seemed to have teleported away, Nami was still visible on her waver, while she was away from the explosion. How did she do that? Spinning her climb attack, Nami whispered. Mirage tempo. At that moment, a dozen Nami appeared, all of them riding a waver. But how? Asked one of the high-ranking officers of a ship. Captain, what should we do? What do you think, fool? Target all those pirates and make them disappear. Empty the ammo supply if you have to. At your command. Aim the cannons at the targets. But as several soldiers began to move the cannons, one of them cried out in pain. Having appeared behind his back, a hand grabbed his arm and violently twisted it back. Ah! What's going on? 30 floors. Immediately, several arms appeared on the soldiers' bodies and grabbed their arms. Clutch! Again cries were heard, while the soldiers fell to the ground. What just happened? Asked another soldier, seeing the bodies of his comrades on the ground. A figure flew above him, hovering over his ship. Arms crossed, Robin had a pair of wings on her back and used them to fly to the pontoon in front of Impel Down. Nico Robin, one of the soldiers, recognized her. Roronoa Zoro and Nico Robin this time, there's no doubt. Monkey D. Luffy is attacking Impel Down, but where is he? Never mind. We must destroy his crew. It was at this moment that Brook put a foot on the pontoon, at the same time as Robin. Here we are. Rejoiced the skeleton. Now run! Zoro ordered, as it came down from her shoulders, and it was in a rush that the trio rushed towards the entrance of Impel Down, while the huge hole therein could allow even a giant to enter or leave the prison. Behind them, Nami forced her waver to jump above the water, before landing on the pontoon. Continuing to advance on the wooden surface, creaks were heard, while the bottom of the whapper scraped against the floor of the pontoon. Wielding it as well as possible, Nami managed to push it forward to the location of the old gateway to Impel Down. Then, forced to abandon it here, she threw it to the side, before joining Zoro and the others, who rushed inside the prison. Run! Run! Ryuin! Zoro ordered. Seeing them disappear inside the prison, one of the soldiers couldn't hide his surprise. Impossible! Pirates have infiltrated the interior of Impel Down. It's a disaster. Never, in the history of the prison, has something like this ever happened. We have to follow them right away. Continuing to run, the foursome quickly arrived where the first cells were. That's it. We're inside Impel Down. This place is really dark, Nami remarked, failing to see anything that looked like a window. I feel like I'm inside a large cavity. Impel Down has a reputation for being a recreation of hell, Robin stated. Nothing here will allow any prisoner to have a good time. Seeing them running in front of their cells, the prisoners could not hide their surprise. Oi, look! Prisoners fled from their cells? No, take a closer look. They're not wearing the same clothes as us. And they're not wearing guards' uniforms either. Who are these people? Civilians? Oi! Said a prisoner trying to get Zoro's attention. I don't know who you are, but set us free. Yes, please. Stopping, Zoro looked at a cell full of prisoners, while retorting, sorry, but we don't have time to waste with you. Suddenly his attention was caught by the sound of footsteps. Then, smiling, Zoro took out his sabers, as he saw a group of guards rushing in their direction. Over there! Look! Pirates have managed to break into Impel Down. Those motherers are the ones who destroyed the gate. No matter what, we're going to make sure we lock them all up in a cell they can never escape from. However, while about 50 guards positioned themselves in front of him, Zoro continued to smile confidently. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Then, noticing that one of the guards had a den mushi in his hand, he waved at him. Hey you, I advise you to call all your buddies who work in this prison. Tell them to come and help you immediately. I think you are going to need all the reinforcements this prison has to offer. Hearing this, one of the guards retorted, TSSSS. Don't talk nonsense. Have you seen how many guards we are? You don't stand a chance. Yeah. We're going to slaughter you. It's as you wish, confirmed Zoro. Nevertheless, I advise anyone with den mushis to back off. That way they'll still be able to bring in reinforcements, once I've slaughtered everyone else. What? 36 /. Hit by the attack, several guards were disemboweled, before having the slightest chance to react. Fire! Someone shouted, as several people aimed their guns at Zoro. Wind floors! Clutch! Again cries of pain were heard, while the bones of some guards were dislocated. Yo-ho-ho-ho! Running towards the guards now, Brook pulled the sword out of its scabbard. Yahazagiri! Aiming at several guards, the skeleton found himself behind them, before sheathing his weapon. Immediately his targets were cut, while they didn't even understand what had just happened. What's going on? A guard shouted, stepping back. Then, straining a strange noise above him, he lifted his face, and saw a black cloud forming above his head. A cloud? Aiming her climb attack at the cloud, Nami eventually lowers it in the direction of the guards. Thunder tempo. In an instant, lightning left the cloud and struck down a large number of guards. Still standing, the guard holding the den mushi took a step back, before switching on the device. Send reinforcement. Tell all level 1 guards to come near the entrance. It's urgent. Get the blue gorillas come too. Hearing this, as he gutted another guard, Zoro understood that their true objective had finally begun. Everything is going according to plan. Our plan is very risky, Nami thought. But it was the only one that could work. First, Frankie had to get us as close to Impel Down as possible, and then create a breach in the building's defenses, so that we could get inside the prison. Besides, he managed to have the number of warships. Then it was up to us to intervene by creating a diversion and making sure to attract as many guards as possible in our direction, which will allow the rest of the prison to be much less secure. Seeing other guards coming towards them, Nami prepared to create another cloud. Luffy, you can count on us to give you the time you need. Go save Ace. Being in the process of swimming outside the prison and chasing any sea monster they could find, a large number of blue gorillas suddenly turned around and rushed towards the prison, where a hatch opened. Then, one by one, they passed through the opening in the building, allowing them to return inside the prison. But in their haste, none of them saw the strange metallic shark which began to follow them. Oh? That's really too kind of those monsters to show us the way into the prison, Sanji affirmed. Usopp, we're counting on you. No problem, the sniper assured. And the next moment, the shark submerged entered the opening. Impel Down, level 1, hurry up, a guard shouted. Seeing the blue gorillas come out of a pool that was connected to the ocean, the man asserted. Intruders have rushed inside Impel Down. You are needed to stop them. You have permission to kill them. Hearing this, the blue animals rushed out of the room and started running towards where Zoro and the others were. Seeing this, the guard affirmed. This time, those intruders won't have a chance to make it out alive. They'll regret coming here. Then, turning towards the basin, he approached a lever. I must close the hatch. At a time like this, it is important not to leave the slightest opening that could allow other intruders to enter the prison. But before he could do anything, the guard saw a figure appear in the pool. Finally, a shark appeared. What? A shark? A hatch on the animal's back opened and Luffy climbed out. Perfect. We've arrived. Seeing him, the guard took a few steps back, before starting to run. Alert! Aller, too late. Appearing in front of him, a foot struck him in the face, knocking him out. There's no way you're ruining our plan, Sanji asserted, as the guard's body fell to the ground. Also emerging from the shark's submerge, Usopp couldn't help but look around with worried eyes. I can't believe we're inside Impel Down, Usopp stated. We are surely the first pirates to have had the idea of coming here of their own free will. From the outside, this prison looked really gigantic, Chopper remarked. Even with my sense of smell, we're going to have a really hard time finding Ace. In that case, let's not waste time, Luffy asserted, starting to run. Nevertheless, Sanji grabbed the back of his shirt to stop him. Wait a minute, Luffy! Before that, I have something to tell you. Putting on a serious face, the cook declared, Luffy, each of us came here of our own free will. You didn't force any of us to come with you. But don't forget, Impel Down is undoubtedly a much more dangerous place than Eni's lobby. Many rumors circulate about this place, but it is certainly not for nothing that this prison is considered impenetrable. Lighting a cigarette, the cook declared, Nami Swan and Robin Chuan are taking enormous risks by creating a diversion. But thanks to this, our progress inside the prison will be much easier. Nevertheless, it is on the sole condition that no guard can know our position. Do you understand me, Luffy? Staring at his captain, he declared, if anyone ever manages to spot us, guards are bound to come our way, which will complicate our progress. This should never happen, okay? Having listened to him without saying anything, Luffy finally said, I'm not here to have fun. All I want is to save Ace. Then he declared, it is out of the question that our plan fails. Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear. So, let's try to get out of this place before dinner time though. What? Usopp shouted. Even in this situation, are you still thinking about what you're going to do for dinner? Where is the harm? Asked the blonde. While you were sleeping, I spent the whole night preparing a huge suckling pig. And considering its size, it will take at least 10 people to eat it. Smiling at Luffy, he assured, when we free Ace, the feast to celebrate his release will already be ready. Hearing this, Luffy flashed a big smile, before walking towards the door of the room. In that case, let's go. Ace, I'm coming to rescue you. Hurry up. We must reach the entrance to Impel Down as soon as possible. Running at top speed down a hallway, many guards rushed in the same direction. Unfortunately, in their rush, they did not see 4 people, hidden behind a wall, watching them. Looks like all the guards are rushing to where Zoro and the others are. Usopp remarked. So that means they managed to infiltrate the prison. Chopper understood. In that case, we have to leave this floor quickly. Sanji affirmed. Even though Zoro is a jerk, I doubt that guys like them will manage to give him the slightest scratch. Which means the prison is going to send other guards on that level to fight him. Trying to remember Nami and Robin's words, Usopp said. There are 5 levels in all and Ace is surely on the 5th level. So we have to go down. But the problem is that we don't know where the stairs are. We have no choice. Luffy asserted. We're going to have to search this whole area to find them. I believe we have no other choice. Sanji agreed. But remember to be discreet. Seeing the last guards pass not far from them, Sanji discreetly poked his head out of their hiding place, before saying, I think we can. However, hearing a cry of terror, he went back behind the wall. Running not far from them, a male figure was fleeing, pursued by 5 Blagoris. Help! That person shouted, running to the other end of the hall. Seeing them leave, Sanji again left his hiding place. Damn it! What was that? Looked like a prisoner. Usopp remarked. Maybe he took advantage of the guards leaving to escape. Chopper suggested. That's strange. Luffy said. I think I've heard that voice before. Never mind. Sanji said. If prisoners start to escape, it is imperative to leave this level. Guards will also be sent here to capture the fugitives. As a result, the quartet resumed running and found themselves, too, in front of cells containing prisoners. Seeing them, someone called out to them. Hey guys! Stop! Stop, please! Huh! Luffy said, stopping. What do you want? You escaped, didn't you? Can you help us escape too? Please! At least give us the keys, please. What are you talking about? Usopp asked, pointing to his clothes. We are not prisoners. We have infiltrated this prison. What? Are you kidding? Hey, we don't have time to talk to them. Sanji retorted. Wait, Sanji. Chopper stopped him. These guys might know where the stairs are to go to level 2. What? Wondered several people. You want to go to level 2? Yes. I want to find Ace. Luffy affirmed. Ace? One of the prisoners wondered. Poor Gasti, Ace? Yes, we came to save him. Surprised, the prisoners looked at each other, before laughing. Ha ha! Are you crazy? I wouldn't want to demotivate you, but you can't save him. What are you laughing at? Chopper asked. I heard that Ace was locked up on the 5th level. One of the prisoners stated. Sorry to tell you, but you have no chance of saving him. It's true. Listen, even if you are overpowered, you won't be able to get there. At best, you can reach level 3. But if by misfortune, you decide to go to level 4, you die. Why this particular level? Usopp asked. Don't you know? That's where the prison warden's office is. It's Magellan. He's a super-powered man who ate a devil fruit. They say he's invincible. Invincible, Sanji repeated, unimpressed. Just that, we're not telling you nonsense. All the prisoners are afraid of him. He's ruthless and runs this prison with absolute authority. If you cross his path, you're sure to die. And what is his power? Usopp asked, unreassured by what he had just heard. We don't know. Actually, Magellan never comes here. He only deals with problems that occur in the 4th and 5th levels. This is why you have no chance of going to the 5th level without encountering him. It doesn't matter who he is. Luffy retorted. If he stops me from saving Ace, I would have no hesitation in kicking his ass. I just need to find the stairs to get there. Wait. We can take you there if you want. A prisoner offered him. Huh, yes. Free us and we'll thank you by showing you the stairs to get to level 2. Another prisoner assured him. Yeah. Free me. Me too. Free US. Free US. Free US. Hearing them start to fidget, Sanji growled. These idiots are going to get us spotted. Heap. Turning their heads in the same direction, everyone saw a man made up like a clown running towards them, pursued by 5 Blugoris. What? Sanji wondered. That's the prisoner from earlier. Chopper affirmed. Ah! Monsters. Usopp frightened. Blugoris! Shouted a prisoner. Be careful. They are powerful enough to defeat the sea monsters of Calm Belt. What? Usopp and Chopper shouted, suddenly raising its axe in the air. One of the creatures used it to slice the clown in half. However, continuing to run as if nothing had happened, the clown began to laugh. Silly creatures. You can't do anything against my power. I'm invincible. But this guy, Luffy said, seeing him running towards them. It's Buggy. Huh? Sanji said. Hey, Luffy. Couldn't that be the guy who tried to kill you in Lowtown? Yeah, it's that guy. I wonder what he's doing here. Not asking himself that question, Sanji simply lifted one of his legs. Collier. Then, as Buggy had almost arrived towards them, Sanji's foot hit him in the face. Shoot! Face crushed, Buggy had immediately stopped running, before flying backwards. Feeling his body hit it, one of the blue gorillas also flew backwards, before hitting a wall. What? One of the prisoners wondered. This guy just knocked down a prisoner, and a Blugery with a kick. Amazing. That was for wanting to behead our captain, Sanji affirmed. However, while the blue gorilla remained on the ground, Buggy's head began to float in the air. Feeling blood pouring from his nose, he roared, Mother! Who do you think you are to dare to hit me? Then he widened his eyes as he recognized one of the pirates in front of him. Mugiwara, what are you doing here, Buggy? Have you been captured? Grr! What do you think? Don't play smart with me. If you're here, that means you've been captured too. You're wrong. I came here of my own free will. What? Are you kidding? Hey, shut up. Sanji ordered him. Looking in front of him, the cook looked at the 4 remaining Blugoris before groaning. Because of this jerk, we got spotted. Damn it, how are we going to beat them? Chopper shouted in fear. These creatures can beat sea monsters. We have to flee. Usopp affirmed. No time. Luffy retorted. Gum gum. At the same time, Sanji made a formidable jump, before starting to spin. Konkase, bullet, hit at the top of its skull. One of the Blugery had its head kicked by Sanji while a second was ejected backwards, after being hit by Luffy's fist. We're in a hurry, the duo affirmed. Having snot pouring out of his nose, Buggy saw the 2 creatures being beaten in a second. Is this a joke? Being with him, Usopp saw a shadow appear behind them. Barely time to turn around, he was forced to jump back to avoid another Blugery's axe. Mum! Buggy shouted, as his head drifted away from the scene of the battle. Also frightened, Usopp managed to calm his fear, as he saw the monster coming towards him. Okay. If you insist, I'll show you the power of Captain Usopp. Seizing his kabuto, he targeted the monster, before sending a projectile towards it. Exploding star. Hitting the blue creature, the projectile released an explosion that hit the creature. Yash! Said Usopp. However, the Blugery was visible through the smoke. Then, managing to get out, it showed its body covered with burns. Seeming to have difficulty walking, it nevertheless extended its arm towards Usopp. Heavy point. A huge fist appeared in front of the Blugery's face, which got hit hard. Ejected backwards, the monster collapsed on the ground, unconscious. We must quickly defeat them before one of them decides to warn other creatures, affirmed Chopper. Who are these guys? Buggy asked, as 4 Blugoris had already been defeated. Suddenly, the last creature targeted him, ready to strike him with its huge fist. What? Buggy wondered, not seeing it until later so he could dodge its punch. However, faster than the monster, Luffy charged at the Blugery and punched him in the abdomen with Herculean force. And in a single attack, Luffy managed to knock the monster to its knees, before it collapsed completely. How? Buggy wondered. Mugiwara, how have you become so powerful since the last time we met? Suddenly, he felt an arm land on his shoulders. Then, turning his gaze, Buggy got scared, noticing that Sanji was right next to him. Hey, moron! Do you realize we almost got spotted because of you? Hi! Many noises of impacts were heard, while being accompanied by cries of agony. Finally, as he left the clown's body on the ground, Sanji held Buggy's head by his hair, while the clown's poor face was now swollen and bloody. I'm sorry. Sanji, did you have to hit him that much? Usopp asked. It's not like this guy purposely brought these creatures to us. I still resent him for what he wanted to do in Log Town, Sanji stated. The mere memory of being completely useless at that time is enough to piss me off. I'm sorry, Buggy repeated. Stop hitting me, please. For his part, lightly kicking one of the Blugery on the ground, Luffy asked, What are these critters? They look like gorillas. Yet, seeing the 5 creatures on the ground, he declared, But honestly, I thought they were fiercer than that. As surprised as Buggy, the other prisoners were pressed against the bars of their cells. I can't believe they defeated the Blugery. Are these guys really planning on going to level 5? Hey guys! Be nice and set us free. Hearing them getting loud, Sanji started running again. We're leaving here. Considering the noise we made, I think a few guards might come here. Definitely, we have to leave this level as soon as possible. But we still don't know where the stairs are. Chopper retorted. Ouch. 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 As the foursome ran, Sanji had almost forgotten that he was still holding Buggy's head by the hair. Stop. 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 Buggy shouted, as the rest of his body raced after them. Huh. I almost forgot about you. Finally, feeling Sanji let go of his hair, Buggy's head swooped down to the rest of his body and let it stick back to the base of his neck. Asshole! Roared the clown. You almost pulled my hair out. We're trying to be discreet. The cook retorted, glaring. So shout one more time and I'll pulverize your teeth and trachea to make sure you can't make any noise. Hearing this, Buggy recoiled in fear. Then, trying not to upset her further, he affirmed, There's no reason to get upset. Surely you want to get out of this prison, right? That's perfect. I know where the exit is. We just have to cooperate to succeed in our escape. Huh? Luffy wondered. What are you talking about? We don't want to escape. We're here to rescue Ace. Way out? Buggy yelled. You want to deliver Ace? Immediately, he got kicked by Sanji's foot. Shut up. However, managing to get up, Buggy retorted. You must be kidding me. I heard he's been locked in the deepest level of Impel Down. It's impossible to free him. We need to find a way to get to level 5. Luffy asserted, ignoring his words. Do you know how to get there? How would I know? Buggy roared. I've never been down there. Besides that, there's no way I'm risking my life accompanying you there. We're not friends, so get by without me. Then he turned around before leaving. I'm going to escape. Are you planning to escape when there are several warships outside? Usopp wondered. How several warships? Buggy repeated. Yeah, there were at least 10. But now I don't know how many are left since Frankie attacked them. Attacked? Buggy repeated. I advise you not to go towards the exit. Sanji affirmed, quietly lighting a cigarette. Since Roronoa and the others are trying to lure the guards over there, I doubt you'll be able to get there undetected. What? Are you kidding? And how do I escape? That's your problem. Not ours. Great. Luffy gloated. If you have to stay, you will be able to show us the way to go to level 2. Out of the question. Unfortunately for him, he felt Sanji's hand grab his hair again, while the cook positioned his face in front of his. Hey, clown face. I'm going to explain something to you. Given this situation, I'm not going to waste my time begging you to help us. So either you decide of your own free will to serve as our guide. Either I knock you out and leave you here for those blue monsters to capture you, once they wake up. Hearing this, beads of sweat appeared on Buggy's face, who tried to say, You don't understand. Turning to Luffy, he assured, Mugiwara, don't you understand that Impel Down is much more dangerous than all the warships that are around the prison? If we go to level 5, it's death guaranteed. And, he suddenly fell silent, as something caught his attention. That? He wondered, looking at the strange bracelet Luffy had around his arm. Luffy, let's drop it, Usopp affirmed. This guy won't help us. Let's try to find someone else. I will help you, Buggy suddenly shouted. Huh? Usopp and Luffy wondered. Hey, no need to shout, Sanji growled. Suddenly, a shot was heard and a projectile pierced the ground, right in front of Chopper. Ah! Cried the reindeer. Buggy's here, someone shouted, as 2 guards ran in their direction. Hey! He's not alone! Who are the guys with him? We got spotted. Chopper panicked. All it's that clown face's fault, Sanji growled. Smoke Star! Firing a projectile at the guards, Usopp let it explode on the ground, creating a cloud of smoke, which blinded the guardians. Oh! I can't see anything. Where is this smoke coming from? Let's take this opportunity to leave, Usopp affirmed. Okay, Luffy said, running off with the others. Hey! Wait for me, Buggy shouted. Running behind Luffy, he clung to his arm, in order to better examine his armband. Hey, what are you doing? Your armband is really nice. Do you want to give it to me? No way. It's a gift from Nami. If you give it to me, I'll help you save your brother. Luffy stopped at that moment. Really? Of course. So, are you giving me your armband? Absolutely. Wait a minute, Luffy. Usopp stopped him. Don't you think his reaction is a little strange? Growling. I didn't ask you anything, Buggy roared. Nevertheless, he got scared when he saw Sanji position his face in front of his. Me too, I find your behavior quite weird. What's so special about Luffy's armband? No, nothing, Buggy assured, looking away. Immediately pressing his fingers to his cheeks, Sanji forced him to look up at him. Look at me when I talk to you. Tell me what you know about this bracelet, and why is it so important to you? Sanji, it's okay, Luffy retorted. As long as he tells me where Ace is, I'd give him that bracelet without hesitation. Idiot! Before he saw your armband, I remind you he said he didn't know where Ace was. 2 don't know where he is, Buggy asserted. But I can at least guide you. After all prisoners are obliged to go to level 4 to perform their welcome baptism there. Welcome baptism? It's a forced bath that prisoners are made to take, in boiling water at over 100 degrees. This place is even scarier. I don't care about level 4, Luffy asserted. I want you to take me to level 5. Hey, don't ask me too much. I'll offer to guide you for a good part of the way. It's better than nothing. Suddenly, the voices of the guards were heard again. They're over there. TSSSS. We have no choice. Clown, you will be our guide. Nevertheless, pulverizing a wall with a simple kick, Sanji affirmed. If you ever dare to betray us or lie to us, it's your whole skeleton that I will make sure to pulverize like this wall. Again, snot trickled from Buggy's nose, as he couldn't slightly nod, forcing himself to smile. I get it. Then, the group began to run through the corridors. By the way, Bambi, Usopp began. My name is Buggy, the clown roared. Buggy, can you confirm that there are indeed 5 levels in this prison? Yes, that's exactly it. The prisoners are divided into these different levels according to their bounties. The pirates who are locked up in level 5 were once wanted for 100 million berries. Wow! That's huge, Chopper affirmed. No doubt Ace is one of those prisoners, Sanji declared. He's not the only person locked up on this floor, Buggy asserted. Other well-known pirates are locked up there. One of them is the old Shichibukai, Crocodile. Wait, what? Shouted Usopp. Crocodile is here? Does that mean we're going to meet him again? Chopper frightened, growling. There's no way we're helping this guy escape, Luffy retorted. Remaining silent, Sanji noticed that Buggy put on a thoughtful face. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just that, come to think of it, I've heard some strange rumors from other prisoners. Strange rumors? Yes. According to them, they have heard some guards talking about another basement, the level 6. It seems that it is kept secret from the outside world. Apparently, the worst criminals of this world have been locked up in this level, and the government is doing everything possible to have their existences completely erased from history. Really? Sanji wondered. Which means these guys must have done some really awful things. Hey! Then where's Ace? Luffy wanted to know. In level 5 or in level 6? How do you want me to know? Anyway, I said it was rumors. It's a safe bet that this mysterious level 6 does not exist. You've gotten really talkative, Chopper remarked. It's normal, Buggy affirmed, with a big smile. After all, Mugiwara's armband is a clue that may allow me to find the famous Captain John's fabulous treasure. And since he is going to give it to me, this treasure will be mine. Ha ha! Laughing for a few seconds, he finally became silent, before slapping his hands over his mouth. What a moron, Sanji said. He confessed to everything without us having to force him, Usopp remarked. I didn't know this armband was used to find treasure, Luffy stated, looking at the object. If Nami had known, I'm sure she would have kept that armband. However, he surprised everyone as he grabbed the object before handing it to Buggy. You can take it. What? You can take it, Luffy assured. Luffy, are you sure what you're doing? Usopp questioned. We don't know if this guy is really going to get us to level 4. Chopper assured. I trust him, Luffy retorted, with a big smile. Hearing this, Buggy began to cry. Mugiwara, don't tell me that with such an innocent smile I feel like all the treacherous side inside of me is melting away and disappearing, to be replaced by a feeling of guilt. How can you trust a pirate like me? However, quickly stopping crying, he reached out his hand to grab the armband. If you give it to me, I'll gladly take it, and after that, I could run away and let Mugiwara become a big enough diversion for me to escape, he thought, breaking into a smirk. However, faster than him, Sanji's hand grabbed the armband, while the cook retorted, I am keeping it. What? Shouted the clown. Sorry, but I don't trust you at all. I'm sure you're the kind of person who betrays others, as soon as he gets what he wants. You want that armband? You'll get it, but only when we're at level 4. Not before. Are you kidding? Buggy roared. At this moment, the small group arrives at the end of the corridor while a wall was behind them. Damn it! A dead end, Usopp remarked. No time to stop, Luffy retorted, stretching his arms back. Gum Gum Bazooka, however, seeming to recognize the place, Buggy positioned himself in front of him. Wait, Mugiwara! Behind this wall there is. Too late. Unable to stop, Luffy attacked the wall, hitting Buggy in the process. Spitting drool, as he felt his eyes leave his sockets, Buggy's body slammed against the wall before pulverizing it. Then, the next second, his body began to fall over a precipice. Ah! Hey, what's that void? Usopp asked. This must necessarily lead us to level 2, affirmed Luffy. I'm not really sure, Sanji retorted. I don't see anything that looks like a staircase. However, not listening to him, Luffy jumped over the precipice, while stretching out his arms, which slammed into the backs of his companions. Let's go! Wide-eyed, his friends felt themselves falling over the precipice, while nothing could stop their fall. Baka-aya! In the same situation as them, Buggy began to shout. Then, grabbing his own feet, he let his body separate into several pieces, which could float in the void. Damn Mugiwara! He roared. Does he have any idea what's down there? Buggy! Barely having time to regulate, Buggy saw Luffy fall close to him, before grabbing one of his body parts. Gotcha, asshole! Roared the clown, who almost lost control of his flight due to this extra charge. However, imitating Luffy, Sanji and the others grabbed other pieces of Buggy's body in order to stop their fall. Bakayaro! Sanji roared towards Luffy. Do you ever use your brain for longer than a second? What? We had to go down. We're going down. You don't even know what's at the bottom of that precipice. Hey! Get off me! Buggy roared. Feeling his body sink downward, he declared, You are too heavy. I cannot bear such a load. Then put us down, Sanji ordered. We'll improvise afterwards. What? But there's no place for me to land. At the bottom of this precipice is the Scarlet Forest. Scarlet Forest? Suddenly Usopp started screaming. What's this? Now visible, the bottom of the precipice was covered with a scarlet forest, where bloody prisoners could be seen dying. Help us, please, it hurts. What is this place? Luffy asked. This is no ordinary forest, Buggy explained to them. The leaves of the trees and the grass that carpets the ground are made with blades as sharp as razors. It's the worst torture of this level. The prisoners who are sent there are constantly cutting themselves while trying to escape the guards and the poisonous spiders. If this place has turned red, it's because of the prisoners' blood covering the blades. Hearing this, Luffy's companions couldn't help but widen their eyes and swallow. This is beyond anything I've heard about this prison, Sanji confessed. So this place it really is hell. Usopp stated. It's Impel Down. Buggy assured. Feeling his body continue to fall, Buggy began to fly in one direction. We have no choice. If we want to leave this place alive, there is only one place to go. Flying like this for a few seconds, he let his passengers watch the forest, until a huge hole was visible. What is that? An exit to allow prisoners to leave level 1. Buggy assured. This hole allows you to fall to level 2. Level 1. Running at full speed towards Zoro, 3 guards were thrown backwards, as they were hit by a sharp gust of wind. Then, turning around, Zoro managed to block another guard's saber, before slashing his abdomen. Recoiling in fear, the remaining guards couldn't help but lose faith in their ability, as many bodies were already on the ground. Facing them, the quartet they were fighting had not the slightest scratch. Who are these guys? Why are they attacking Impel Down? When are the reinforcements coming? Normally, the level 2 guards should be here soon. Suddenly a voice said, It's not worth worrying about the whole prison. Passing between the guards, a small man babbled in white took over. I'll take care of this problem. Chief Guard Saldeth. Huh? Who is this little man? Brook asked. Honestly, he doesn't look very scary. Nami said. Taking a further step, Saldeth affirmed. Pirates, this is my only warning. Surrender without resistance. And if we refuse? Zoro questioned him. In response, Saldeth grabbed his little trident and blew inside as if it were a flute. Immediately, heavy footsteps were heard, while huge figures appeared at the end of the corridor. It's them. A guy rejoiced. Blugoris, we are saved. Huh! Zoro said, as he saw the huge blue creatures running towards them. The first Bluggery targeted him before raising its huge axe. Then, with all its strength, it hit Zoro's skull in order to split it in two. Great! Rejoiced the guards. However, they got scared, noticing that the Bluggery's axe hadn't found its target at all. Having crossed 2 sabers above him, Zoro was able to stop its attack. Showing a serene smile, he declared, much better than the previous guards. Nevertheless, suddenly uncrossing his swords, he pushed the Bluggery's axe, which took a step back. Then, twirling his swords, Zoro passed behind it. Finding itself trapped in a sharp tornado, the creature was slashed numerous times, before crashing into the ceiling. Startled, the guards felt snot dripping from their noses, as they saw the creature then smash against the ground. It takes a lot more to defeat me. Seeing this, the other Bluggery stopped. However, hearing strange noises behind them, they noticed that a cloud had formed at the other end of the corridor, while it was floating a meter above the ground. I advise you to beware of lightning, Nami asserted, as the end of her climb attack began to coat with electricity. Then, as if drawn to her weapon, the cloud at the other end of the corridor spat out its lightning, which headed straight for Nami, blasting down any Bluggery in its path. Thunder Lance Tempo, letting black smoke billow out of their mouths, the monsters eventually crumbled to the ground, charred. Nemirita flank. Suddenly, a lullaby-like melody sounded, and listening to it, the last remaining Blugoris felt their eyes close. Then they fell asleep and fell to the ground. Is this a joke? Saldeth asked. Hey, little guy. Zoro called, taking a step towards him. We didn't come to drink tea. Pointing the tip of his saber at Saldeth, he declared. I thought this prison was the best guarded place in the world. So what are you waiting for to prove it to me, impudent? The little man roared. No one can challenge Impel Down without suffering the consequences. Turning then to one of the guards, he declared. We have no choice. Notify Chief Warden. We've already tried to contact him. A guard asserted. But he's not answering. He must surely be in the toilets. TSSS. In that case, warn Vice Warden or Sadie. Bringing only level 2 guards will not help. We need the jailer beasts. Hearing this, Zoro seemed satisfied. Yes. Bring your most men here. I'll take care of them, while Luffy can save his brother. At that moment, other guards from level 2 appeared. Listen. Saldeth shouted. These guys are very strong. It is useless to believe that we will be able to defeat them. However, we must at all costs prevent them from going where they want. We must buy time in order to allow Hannibal or Suddy to come here with more reinforcements. Seeing new reinforcements arriving, Robin couldn't help but be less confident than Zoro. Our current enemies are weak, but they are many. They may wear us out before the most powerful people in this place come to fight us. We also need reinforcements. How do you expect us to get reinforcements here? Nami asked, blocking a guard's saber with her weapon. Looking down, Robin saw the body of a guard who was on the ground, while a bunch of keys was visible at the level of his belt. Seeing this, Robin looked at the other soldiers and noticed that many of them had a bunch of keys. Having an idea, she crossed her arms before making multiple hands appear on the ground, which grabbed the bunches of keys. Then, as the prisoners in the hallway watched the guards being slaughtered, they jumped when they saw hands appear not far from the locks of their cell doors. Then pushing the keys into each lock, Robin had no trouble unlocking several doors, which opened to the surprise of the prisoners. "What, we are free!" In response, the hands threw the bunches of keys in their direction. "Outside Impel Down are a dozen Navy ships," Robin said. "Leaving here will be complicated." "What do you think, huh?" the prisoners wondered. Showing the ancient weapons of the defeated soldiers, Robin declared, "If we manage to defeat these guards, and free a large number of prisoners, I think you will be able to escape." Hearing this, Saldetha's eyes widened, before ordering, "Lock all the doors. The prisoners must not escape." Too late. Taking advantage of having the keys to free themselves from their handcuffs, the prisoners came out of their cells and grabbed the weapons on the ground. "We are free! It's time for us to take revenge on the guards. We're going to kill them all." Barely able to react, guards found themselves forced to fight the prisoners. Picking up more sets of keys, a few prisoners ran towards the others' locked cells. "We must free more prisoners." "Yeah. We're going to destroy Impel Down, and then we'll kill all the Navy soldiers outside. Then we can steal a ship." Stepping back, Luffy's companions saw the guards begin to back away, as the prisoners to grow in number. "Robin, are you sure this is a good idea?" Nami asked. "I don't think they'll try to attack us," Robin asserted. "They know our power, and they just want to get away. They know it won't do any good for them to fight us. Yo-ho-ho-ho. With these additional reinforcements, the prison will be forced to send all its personnel here." Guard room. Seeing the level 1 combat area on screens, several guards couldn't help but panic. They freed prisoners. "Damn it! Are we having the biggest mayhem that has ever happened to Impel Down? Level 2 must be warned so that they send their wild beasts to take care of the prisoners. Will this be enough? It's best to contact Sadie. Damn it! Why does the Chief Warden have to be locked in his toilet? Huh! What's going on here?" Stepping towards the screens, while putting on a bored face, Hannibal yawned. "This is unbelievable. I can't even take a quiet nap?" "Vice Warden." The guards rejoiced. "We have a serious problem. Pirates have infiltrated the prison and, at the moment, they are freeing the prisoners from level 1. "What?" Hannibal shouted. "Is this a joke?" Saldeth faces them, but the pirates have already defeated the Buggy. "Furthermore, we are unable to contact Chief Warden. Vice Warden, you have to tell us what to do." At first showing a shocked face as he tried to understand the situation, Hannibal quickly calmed down. Then he began to smile. "You say it's impossible to contact Magellan?" "Yes, it is." Turning immediately, Hannibal flashed a wide, deceitful smile as he thought, "That's great. If I let these pirates do what they want, a huge chaos will descend on level 1. And when the higher authorities find out, Magellan will be in big trouble." Saldeth requested permission for the jailer beasts to be sent to level 1. A guard asserted, immediately preparing to retort the fact of sending the slightest reinforcement to level 1. In order to aggravate the situation, Hannibal was silent, before thinking again. "Wait a second. Whatever happens, Magellan will be blamed for letting pirates infiltrate the prison. But he might be forgiven if he manages to stop them. However, if I'm the one who manages to restore order to Impel Down," raising his arms in the air, he shouted, "I would become Chief Warden." "Vice Warden?" wondered the guards around him. Managing to regain his composure, Hannibal affirmed, "No need to tell Sadie." Then, leaving the room, he declared, "Just tell Saldeth I'm coming to restore order." Looking at the huge hole in front of them, Usopp grabbed a pebble before dropping it inside. Then, trying to hear the slightest sound, he swallowed, declaring, "It's really deep. This passage allows prisoners to escape level 1. Buggy assured. "Nevertheless, what awaits them down there is worse. It's level 2. I have to admit that this entrance is convenient," Sanji stated. "If we were forced to use the stairs, we would have had to watch out for the cameras. Let's go." Luffy suddenly shouted, jumping into the hole. "Imbecile!" 4 voices shouted. Quickly, the quartet saw Luffy disappear into the darkness of the huge hole. Do you think he'll be okay?" Chopper asked. "We'll find out soon," Sanji affirmed. "We will follow him." Frightened by this, Usopp asked, Sanji, do we have to do this?" "I mean, Luffy can probably handle himself." Thinking the same thing, Buggy pretended to walk away. Nevertheless, clutching his hair, Sanji declared, "You know Luffy! If he's not watched, it will only take him 2 minutes to get spotted." Then, he threw Buggy in the hole, before following him. "Let's follow Luffy." "Nuh!" Buggy cried, crying. "I don't want John's treasure anymore. I want to get out of here." Level 2. Managing to land on his feet, Luffy stopped his run, while he landed easily at level 2. However, looking around, he only saw corridors containing many cells. This place is identical to the floor above. Then, hearing screams of terror, he looked up, to see Buggy falling out of the hole and crashing right in front of him. Then, Usopp and Chopper appeared and crashed into Buggy. "Hurraig!" the clown yelled. "Huh!" Usopp wondered. "The ground is much softer than I thought." "It's a relief," Chopper affirmed. "I'm going to kill you," Buggy roared. Nevertheless, Sanji's feet stomped on his face, while Sanji in turn landed at level 2. "Huh!" Sanji wondered, seeing Buggy on the ground. "Hey, do you think it's time to clown around?" Taking a few steps, Luffy looked around. "Are we really at level 2? Managing to get back to his feet, Buggy affirmed. "It's the wild beast hell. Damn it! How did I end up in this mess? I didn't want to come here." "Wild beast hell?" Chopper repeated. "Are the guardians on this floor animals?" "Idiot! No creature on this floor can be considered an animal. They are all bloodthirsty demonic beasts who enjoy torturing and killing prisoners who have the bad idea to escape on this floor." Hearing this, Usopp sobbed. "I knew I should have stayed with Frankie." Suddenly sniffing the air, Chopper affirmed, "Something is approaching us." "Huh!" Looking in the same direction, the small group saw a figure appear at the other end of the corridor. A demonic monster. Buggy and Usopp frightened, but as the figure approached them, the pirates noticed that it was only a small hippopotamus, having the same size as Chopper. "A baby hippo?" Luffy wondered. "Who's almost cute," Buggy remarked. "The animal made a small noise. He says he's hungry," Chopper affirmed. Crouching down in front of the hippo, Usopp stroked its head. "I hope all creatures on this level are like you." Nevertheless, he cried out in fear as he saw the hippo open a wide mouth, able to swallow him. "Ah!" Jarrett! Hit in the muzzle, the hippo was ejected backwards, while Sanji gave it a powerful kick. No matter what you are, a cook has no reason to be afraid of a potential cooking ingredient. Hitting a wall, the hippo spat blood, before collapsing to the ground. "A demonic monster," Buggy muttered. "This guy just defeated a demonic monster with a simple kick." Suddenly, he slashed into small pieces. Screaming in terror, he jumped back, letting his body rebuild itself. "What is this?" This time, it was a large praying mantis, dressed as a guard, who faced the pirate. "M.O.M." Buggy shouted. Assuming his reindeer form, Chopper rushed towards the mantis. Seeing this, the insect aimed one of its blades at him. However, performing a jump, Chopper managed to dodge it, before transforming. Heavy point! Unfortunately, as fast as him, the mantis dodged his fist and even managed to slash his arm. "Ah!" shouted Chopper, as blood flowed from his wound. "Chopper!" shouted Luffy. Seeing the reindeer in trouble, the mantis rushed at him, ready to finish him off. Firebird Star! Hit by a projectile, the insect felt its entire body begin to catch fire and cried out in agony. Finally, the praying mantis fell to the ground, burned. As he sat on the ground, Usopp pulled out his kabuto and aimed at the insect. "Two defeated it?" he wondered. Then, immediately getting back to his feet, he put on a confident face, while declaring, "Ha ha! It was child's play." "Usopp, thank you!" Chopper shouted. "Lucky you're with us." For his part, staring at the hippopotamus and praying mantis, Sanji declared, "These animals are no match for us, but it's obvious that their power easily surpasses that of the guards on the previous floor. They must have the same power as the Buggy. Do you think we'll have trouble getting to level 3? Luffy questioned him. "It just depends on whether any creatures are more powerful than those two," Sanji asserted. "For my part, I find that level 1 was scarier than this one," affirmed Buggy. "Eventually, maybe we'll be safe, if we stay here." However, a gust of wind hit the pirates, and the next second a gigantic winged creature appeared in front of them. "Ah!" Supurant Usopp et Chopper. "A monster!" Buggy and Luffy yelled. Immediately, the pirates began to flee, pursued by the chicken-like creature. "It's all your fault," Sanji roared towards Buggy. "Couldn't you be quiet? Hey! What difference would it have made?" "What is this animal?" Luffy asked. "A chicken." "Of course not. It's a basilisk," A giant mutant who's been locked up here because he could destroy entire villages if he were free. We have no chance of defeating him. However, he was surprised when he saw Luffy and Sanji stop. We don't have time to waste, Luffy assured. And we keep running, cameras are bound to film us, Sanji affirmed. Then, just watching the basilisk run towards them, they prepared to strike it down. Gear third, Diable Jam. Mouth wide open, Buggy remained still, even as he saw the pair hit the basilisk with enough force to knock it down in an instant. These geistly crazy. Fighting other guards, Zoro slashed them without the slightest difficulty. TSSSS. It's not even fun anymore. Around him, he saw the prisoners fighting the last remaining guards, while more prisoners were escaping. Seeing this, a guard got scared. Scarlet-san, chaos is spreading all over this level. You think I don't see that? The little man retorted. I've already contacted the other guards. We need to wait for the Vice Warden to arrive. Why only the Vice Warden? Surprised, Scarlet saw Zoro in front of him, while he smiled demonically. Send Chief Warden. I'm sure he can distract me. Growling, Scarlet roared, aiming his trident at him. Stop thinking you're invincible. Nonetheless, seeing Zoro's confident face, Scarlet groaned inwardly. Damn it! If only Shiryu was here. Screams were suddenly heard. Then, the bodies of several prisoners were ejected into the air. Huh? Zoro wondered. Advancing towards the prisoners and pirates, Hannibal asked, Can I know the names of the people responsible for this chaos? Seeing him advancing with a Japanese halberd in his hand, Zoro smiled in his direction, before questioning him. And may I know the name of the man who asks me? In response, Hannibal aimed his weapon at him. I am Hannibal, Vice Warden of Impel Down. And thanks to you, I will become Chief Warden. Really? Zoro questioned him, pinning his shimanji between his teeth. Interesting. I hope you know better how to fight than to brag. Thanks for watching this video. You really enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, and comment down below, and turn on that bell notification. Don't forget to support and follow Raptor10 for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on this story, link in the description. See you in the next video. Goodbye.